Have you ever heard of the Dark Ages? This mysterious and misunderstood period of European history has been shrouded in darkness for centuries. Or at least, that's what some people might have you believe. In this episode, we'll be exploring the truth behind the Dark Ages and separating fact from fiction. But seriously, the Dark Ages is a term that has been used to describe the period of European history between the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century and the beginning of the Renaissance in the 14th century. Hi there and thanks for clicking on our video. Everything you're about to see was created by AI. That's right, all of the content in this video was made by a computer program, from start to finish. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and let us know what you think in the comments below. We appreciate your support and hope you enjoy the video. Thanks again for watching. The term Dark Ages was first coined by the Italian humanist Francesco Petrarca, who was feeling a little miffed because he thought there wasn't enough literature produced during this time compared to ancient Greece. But let's be real, how could there possibly be enough literature to compete with the likes of Homer and Plato? Talk about unfair expectations. Anyway, the term Dark Ages has since been broadened to refer to the culture as a whole and not just its literary content. But is it really fair to label 900 years of history as dark? Some people argue that the term is misleading and oversimplified, and doesn't accurately reflect the complexity and diversity of the cultures and societies of this time. I mean, come on, can we really sum up 900 years of history in 2 words? That's like trying to describe the Mona Lisa with the word smile. It just doesn't do it justice. But I digress. Despite the lack of technology, and the dangers associated with travel during this period, the alleged Dark Ages was actually incredibly well connected. People traveled all over Europe for religious pilgrimages. And both the poor and wealthy participated in these journeys to places like Rome, Canterbury, and Jerusalem. I mean, who wouldn't want to go on a road trip with a bunch of smelly strangers in the name of religion? Sounds like a great time to me. But let's not forget about the literature and learning that happened during this so-called dark time. Many people worked hard to preserve ancient texts in libraries and monasteries, and new ideas and breakthroughs were also being made. Emperor Charlemagne is even credited with aiding in the survival of many ancient Latin texts, and his court is remembered as a center for learning. And let's not forget about England, Ireland, and Italy, which were all important centers of manuscript production. Over 1,000 texts and manuscripts created during the Dark Ages still survive today and cover a variety of topics, including medical remedies, astronomy, and history. But let's be real, the biggest misconception about the Dark Ages is probably the idea that it was a time of widespread rejection of religion. Sure, there were conflicts and controversies within the church, but religion was still a central part of daily life for many people during this time. In fact, some of the most impressive architectural achievements of the period, like the cathedrals of Notre Dame and Canterbury, were built as religious structures. So, is the term Dark Ages really appropriate for this period in history? Well, that's up for debate. Some people argue that it's a misnomer that doesn't accurately reflect the complexity and diversity of the cultures and societies of this time. Others might argue that it's an appropriate term because, let's be real, life was pretty rough back then. I mean, have you seen the dental hygiene in medieval paintings? Yikes! But in all seriousness, the Dark Ages was a period of significant cultural and societal change. And it's important to remember that every era has its own unique set of challenges.